All right. Good evening, everyone. A very good evening to you. A very good evening. Welcome to the JAPA Code. Welcome to the JAPA Code. Another beautiful Sunday right here in our beautiful studio. All right. So welcome, everybody. We're super excited to have us all here. Let me show my face. I have to show my face right now. This is the point where my face comes live. Ta-da! Yeah, here I am. All right. No, let me balance it. My face and the program. All right, welcome everybody. Great to have you join us again today on the JAPA Code. And we have a very exciting time we're going to be having today. The topic today is moving abroad, the psychological challenges. Remember we had our guest last week, Sunday. We spoke about, are you ready to JAPA Part 2? And we discussed about integration in the destination country. And we spoke about integration and connecting with back home where we are. And that brought up one very exciting aspect, which is the psychological impact of you leaving your home into a foreign land and how do you integrate. And that brought up that. And so today, like I said last week, today we're going to be having a very more detailed talk on this psychological challenge, because in all fairness, that is the first thing that hits you. Like what they say, when you get into marriage, the first 5 years of marriage, and at the end extended, the first 5 years of any business life, that is where you have the greatest challenge, the greatest problem. And if you're able to scale, the earlier you're able to scale through, excuse me, the earlier you're able to scale through that phase, the better for you. And so the same thing with relocation. So you have that first-hand issues, or the first few days, months, weeks, years, as it were, before you begin to integrate. So I want to talk about this psychological challenge and how do we mitigate against the negative effects of this when it lingers on too long. All right, so today, yet again, I'm not alone. I have our guests with us, the director of Migrant Resource Center.
Deputy Director.
Yeah,
Deputy Director.
All right, the Deputy Director of the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. And I think he's not director at the Migrant Resource Center. I know the head of that section.
I'm head of Migrant Resource Center, but the deputy director.
All right, so I take it. So head of the Migrant Resource Center in Ukraine. Thank you so much, Ma. Yes, again to have you on the show.
You,
all right, awesome. So today we're talking about moving abroad, the psychological challenges. All right, like we said, it came out of our discussion last week, when we spoke about the issues. Some people go in there and they get to a point where, what they did not expect with regards to the contract they're signing, the reality of the work process, they are working together with other people, different reasons. So I want us to just delve into this psychological impact real quick and talk about what does it mean when we speak about the psychological challenge? What are we really referring to? Help us, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Yemi. It's good to be on the program once again. When we're talking of psychological challenges, especially in reintegration processes, there are lots of things that come to play. The first thing that hits a migrant when he arrives at the destination country, more often than not, the weather is different. The system there is completely different. There's a culture shock. The person experiences a kind of cultural shock. That's the feeling of discomfort when you are immersed into a new culture, into a new geographical space, into a new environment. So familiarizing yourself with the new culture is experienced in stages, like we discussed previously last week, about the integration processes. So lack of proper knowledge and experience also about the stages of integration can affect migrants' ability to cope over them. The things you are used to here, they are no longer the things you see over there. There are lots of differences, the way they talk, the way they gesticulate, the way they relate. There is a completely different thing. You're coming from one continent more often than not into another. So there's bound to be that cultural shock. So that cultural shock leads to psychological symptoms that can include depression, fear, There's this homesickness, the kind of battle with low self-esteem. You are like, oh, these people here, am I up to them? Do I measure up to their level? Am I in the right place? Would they accept me? Lots of questions run through your minds. There's frustration, there's mood swings and mood changes. Different kind of things come to play. There's stress, there's anxiety. Oh, what will my tomorrow be like in this place? It's not like where you're coming from, that is a comfort zone. You have people there, you have friends, you have families, you have possibly your job that you had left. You know, it's a very comfortable zone for you. But now you are moving into a completely new climb. So there is that loneliness, there's fatigue also. There's fear of tomorrow, fear of the unknown, fear of what will become of me, fear of, oh, am I safe? You worry. So all those things. At times, a migrant might experience sleep disturbance as a result of this psychological imbalance. Then there's depression, there's PTSD at times. Different medical things might also come in if the person is not able to manage it very well and cope. So that cultural shock is number one, is one of the basic things that the migrant would experience, especially when you have a misconception about your destination country. Because prior to migration, migrants have over-optimistic expectation. I can't hear you.
Yes, so I apologize. I was muted. Okay, so if I can add something to that, also the culture shock issue. I just noted something regarding the food change. You have we always use the carbohydrates here, and over there it's more of vegetables and vegetables and milk and
yeah.
You have to look now. You're coming like I have somebody who was somebody recently was saying, okay, I'm going abroad. I said, let me just carry my fufu. Carry my and the other person who used to live abroad, he was saying to the president, look, honestly, I carry the best thing for you to do is to prepare your mind for a complete change of diet. Yeah. It's going to cost more for you to get your traditional food because, of course, it's going to be imported over there. Like here that you have it locally, it's imported over. Just the same way buying cabbage, maybe not cabbage now, buying, let me go, what do I use? I use lettuce, buying all those canned foods, also foreign things, they're all imported here. Over there, your gari and fufu and everything is
the one imported, yeah.
Exactly. So when you get there, also that issue of the food combination, because what we hope to be able to do for anybody watching this, be able to help them to get into that mental space that is going to be, like you said, culture shock, a shocking of the mental. So if you're not mentally shocked right now, preparation for what is going to happen, then the person is going to be definitely be thrown off balance. It's like going to London and be looking for a bar all over the place. How far you go anyone? Please go on. Those
are some of the ways they can mitigate such shocks. If you're going, even if it's what will take you for a week or two, hold it. So while you begin to adapt to the food over there, you can still fall back on your own for a while until it's exhausted and you might have to look for means to now get it over there. And then you begin to adjust. Try their different food. Maybe out of 10, you might get to like 2. At least know that this is a comfort zone for you. Then you try other things again, try the other meat.
Fantastic. Let me add something to that because also, still speaking of, I don't know why food is the issue today. Speaking of this food issue, because you have, when you get into a new territory and, you start, because I think you're going to get to that point as well, start relating, you might definitely not know how they prepare the food that is available. For instance, the way we eat our carrots and vegetable salad here is necessarily not the way they eat it there. They probably will steam theirs. But we just chop ours and just pack it and put it inside, put mayonnaise and then salad on the ground. But that's what we call it. But most of the meal there is not called salad. It's just, meal, and you have meal, you have the steaks, you have the whatever. How to prepare the food also might also be a problem. Yeah.
They way to also solve that problem. Thank God for the internet now. You can go online, find out how it's made, and then you are able to adapt.
Fantastic.
So anything you need now is just at the flip of your the button on your system, and you are able to get it. I also want to mention some very peculiar things about some countries. Like right here in Nigeria, there's a culture about us. You see somebody in the morning, you say, good morning, sir, good morning, man. How was your night? It's a very common thing.
Hey,
But in
how
some
was
other
your
clients,
night?
if you ask them that question, you are going into their and they
Automatically, you get
resist it.
into,
So asking
yes,
somebody, how was your night over there?
how
It's
was
like
your
you're asking
night?
about the person's sexual life. So it's like, what's your business with my sexual life? Why do you want to know how I spent my night? But here is a very innocent question. How was your night? Shows that you care. Did you sleep well?
You
Hope
care
there were
for-
you didn't have problems. It's a very innocent and simple question. But out there in some clients, you run into problems. So you need to understand some of these things. Imagine from an innocent heart, you ask somebody, oh, how was your night? And the root shock and reaction you get from the person is like, wow, I've entered
Exactly.
into
And
murky waters. How
well,
do you now repair that? So that can
yeah,
psychologically cause a kind of imbalance.
exactly. Even here that we normally we just greet for everything. Good morning. Now you see somebody on the streets and hey, you're just saying hello, good morning, hello, good afternoon. Excuse me, hello, why you
Do you
and
know
it's
me?
this exactly this thing looks like, and before you know the person is using one eye to look at you. This person, I don't trust you. Thank God for the color of your skin as well. You have and the thing is, it's very, very important that these things are people are exposed to that because these are the things that makes or mar your being in that country. Before you know it, you might have a negative feedback from somebody and you think the person means you evil or means you bad, whereas the person was just trying to like, you're weird. That's not
Be
what we say
friendly,
here.
yeah. Be nice.
And the person is not understanding why you're so before you know it, you start tagging this person must be very wicked. Because whereas the person is just like reacting the way everybody else reacts because you're different from and the way you respond is not the way he will respond. I want us to talk about also before we go for a quick break, talk about the of course the issue of identity shock as well. Because now, here we are looking for greener pastures. That's why we travel abroad. Okay, so Rod know that you're coming to better life, you're going to, and then the psychology of, where's this man? He has janded, you don't JAPA, you get there, you want to feel among, you want to show, but here, a little, little money in your pocket, you look like you have arrived. But over there, those arrived, they are still walking around the streets. Let's talk just quickly a bit about the identity crisis as well that we might have with the psychological challenges, yes.
Yeah, over there, that place is a leveler of human beings. No matter how big or self-importance you feel you are here, by the time you go there, you are a nobody. So for some people, it's like a big shock. Oh, I was recognized in my workplace. Possibly I was a line 2 manager, and then nobody gives a hoot about you. That's one thing that throws you off balance. You are like, wow, you bought the public transport just like everybody. It's not like here, you might have been chauffeur driven. You've put up everything just to go over there. But there you're jostling in the train, you're moving in the same public transport. You don't really get to, that identity you feel you had is lost in that crowd. How do you cope? How do you manage? How do you come to terms with the new reality on ground? Those are some of the things you need to identify and quickly come to reality with the terms, because the earlier you actually come to terms with such changes, the better for you. In fact, if you go there with less expectations about yourself, I think it's a lot better, because psychologically you put yourself lower than you should actually be. So when you get there, whatever you meet is no longer so shocking to you. You're like, oh, is it all? I can take more on. So you need to psychologically prepare yourself on those things, because the social isolation is one thing that can also cause imbalance. The unemployment, the poverty, the language difficulty. Those are some of the things that would, kind of put a wedge in your very certain identity which you had here. So you get there, you cannot even communicate effectively. So what you thought you were communicating is in a completely different thing. They are beginning to misinterpret it. They are beginning to think is a different thing. So there are also some control tactics, such as probably you charge exorbitant things, knowing that you are in a different climate. People might likely take advantage of it. So it's like, what really is happening? Does this happen in this climate? This is not what we thought it was going to be. This is who I am over there, but this is what I'm seeing. So most of those shocks, you need to. Yes.
Yeah. I want us to go into this because we have like that topic you just hit now. That's another very important issue. And I want us to really go into that. When we come back from the quick, we have something to play to us from NELEX. That's one of the packages and the platforms from the Migrant Resource Center. We're going to play a clip from that real quick, and then afterwards we'll come back to the discussion. So stay with us real quick. I'm just going to play that clip right now.
The National Electronic Labour Exchange is a unit in the International Labour Migration in the Employment and Wages Department of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. The centers are information hubs for the public to meet demands of employment, referral, labor rights, recruitment advice, support, and all employment-related issues, with the aim of educating and enlightening the public on workplace and employment issues, as well as ensuring protection and decent work. Our target audience are students, all categories of migrants, and the general public. For more details, email us on jobcenterlagos@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, a National Electronic Labour Exchange, YouTube, a National Electronic Labour Exchange.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We've just had the insert from the National Labour Exchange program that's organized by the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. All right, that's a great one there. For those of us who are interested in such, you want to take advantage of that platform and log into it. The details have been shown to us. Optimize the opportunity, or optimize the opportunity. Okay. So I'm just going to bring in our guest again to share a bit further with us on the NELEX program. No, it's not me. Why am I showing myself just alone now? Why am I monopolizing the screen? Here we go. There we go. Welcome. So I want us to just share a little bit, real quick about NELEX. Real quick about NELEX. You want to share with us about NELEX a little bit, real quick, for those of us who are just coming in. Yes, Ma, you have the floor.
Sorry, can you take that again? I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was asking to share just a little bit about NELEX. We just finished watching the clip on what NELEX is all about. Maybe you can just share one or two things about NELEX and how many people you have been involved with at the Migrant Resource Center.
You want me to talk about NELEX?
Yes, regarding NELEX
thank
program.
You very much, sir. Okay, NELEX
your screen has gone sideways now.
Sorry?
Your screen has gone sideways. Your screen has gone flat.
Honestly, I don't know.
Let me see.
Okay.
While you're working on that.
Okay.
Yes, it's good now. It's sitting properly now. Go on, please.
NELEX
Go on.
is the federal government electronic job portal. It's an electronic job market where job seekers, they register their need for jobs. They put the applications in, and employers of labor, they also declare their vacancies, and then we put it on the same website, and then they match. So we match the job seeker with the openings of employment, and they come together. So we do placements, such job placements. We also have employability training. We saw that even in Nigeria, graduates are not actually employable. The skill gap is so much. So we identify these skills and we upskill them. We train them to make sure the percentage of employability increases, so they are able to go into the labor market and do better. So we have such employability training to meet up that gap. We also do skills and vocational training. Incidentally, it's ministry that issues a trade test certificate for artisans and other kind of vocational skills, tailoring, shoemaking, masonry. We have plumbing, painting, electrical works, hairdressing, all kinds of vocation, about 70 of them. The ministry does the trade test certificate, issues it out after testing to ensure that they are suitably qualified to receive that certificate. We'll do that also. Right now, we have over 10,470 job openings, and it's on our system. We've sent it into our social media. for people to start putting in their applications. We have openings in the insurance industry. We have openings in teaching industry. In the medical field, there are openings. Security, even truck drivers, there are openings for them. So right now, like I mentioned, we have over 10,000 job openings, and we have sent it onto our social media to our contacts and all for people to put in, and applications are coming in. So we match them, we send them to the organizations after we've done our background check on those organizations to ensure that also the applicants we are sending out, they are also safe, knowing the security system situation in the country. So we do that, we do those training, we do job fair, we carry out job fair. There's a platform that we match both the applicants and also the employers of labor. We had one recently in February and it was a great success. There were so many people that got jobs right on the spot.
Oh, I think we've lost contact. We've lost contact with her. I was going to ask about if the job platforms, if the job opportunity also is open on the international level for those who might be, of course, interested in getting employment outside the country, all the way to, of course, again, outside to inside, so, or inside to outside for those who want to get out. But it's been an awesome one. And one of the things that we want to get into as soon as she returns, again, is the issue of, when she's talking about the, okay, I think she's coming in. She's coming in. She's talking about the, all right, welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back. It's all technical. This is our call. That's all. It's all happened. So I wanted us to. Okay, that's beautiful. I think we've gotten a very great hang of the NELEX program. So the website was in that clear. I don't know whether you can give us the website just one more time for those who didn't catch the clip at first. I mean, you know what? Let's do this. Let me just play that clip one more time.
The line is breaking.
Oh my goodness! Can you hear me now? Am I audible now? Is this better?
Sorry, didn't hear that.
Is this better now? Is it better?
I didn't get that.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so what I was saying is I wanted to play the program again. Oh my goodness.
The National Electronic Labour Exchange is a unit in the International Labour Migration in the Employment and Wages Department of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment.
Look at
the centers are information hubs for the public to meet demands of employment, referral, labour rights, recruitment advice, support, and all employment-related issues, with the aim of educating and enlightening the public on workplace and employment issues, as well as ensuring protection and decent work. Our target audience are students, all categories of migrants, and the general public. For more details, email us on jobcenterlagos@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, a National Electronic Labour Exchange, YouTube, a National Electronic Labour Exchange.
Welcome back, man. So I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me, if I'm loud and clear now. I don't know whether the technical part is from your my end or from your end. You're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself. Oh my goodness. Is it from my end? I'm not sure it's from my end. I'm not sure it's from. It must be from our end, from my end. I'm not sure if she's back now. I'm not sure she's back now. Let me see. Let me try. Let me try and reconnect again. This has happened. So sorry about the technical glitch. All right. Yeah, we see you. We see you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, hooray.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Awesome. So this is happened. I was playing back the clip from the NELEX, Nigeria National Electronic Labor Exchange. Yes, I got that now. I was playing that clip back so that people can understand how to connect with it. All right, so I want us to just real quick before our time runs out, just go to the issue of the what's called now the moving abroad, psychological challenge, the topic we're discussing. I also talk about the issue of loneliness and isolation. Because I mean, you have these realities you're contending with. There are people that just because they cannot relate, they can't get around this. It's a bit much of a shock. They just recluse. They go back into a shell and just kind of close themselves in. The number they brought into the country, they've thrown the number away, they've lost all contact, they're just there in a foreign land. And how do we address that issue? I'm going to barrage you with just answer them all together. So we have that issue, and then what would you recommend would be the possible solutions for psychological issues?
Loneliness.
I want us to talk maybe about 3 or 4. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. The loneliness is one big problem out there because sorry?
Your screen is.
Can you see me?
Still, yes, I can see you now. Yes.
Okay.
Please go on. Yes.
Okay, talking about loneliness, the kind of life out there is different. It's not communal life like we have here. So the issue of loneliness is a big problem. Here you have your friends, your family, your neighbor to watch out for you. Oh, if they didn't hear of you, they can come and knock. What is happening? But over there, you're simply on your own. So, but there are ways you can cope with these things. Number one, your foothold there should be strong.
You'll call the police immediately.
Yes. So sometimes when you go out of your way to say hello, they begin to mark you that this one is a bit aggressive. Let's watch out. He might be a criminal. Not knowing that is our way of life here. We're just friendly. We are who we are. But over there, you cannot exhibit such a character. You cannot show such traits. So coming back to coping mechanisms, for loneliness, first and foremost, you should have your family around you, no matter how far away they are. If they are as close to you as a phone call, then you are good to go. You can call them, you have your friends, you have your family, chat them up. Let them know what is happening. Psychologically, you are flooding that stress. You are removing part of the stress that would otherwise have accumulated in you alone. Because when you talk, they say a problem shared is half solved. So when you talk, you let people know what is going on. You are able to offload that stress. You can easily now blend. You need to also build relationships. Like we mentioned cluster groups last week when we were talking about integration. We mentioned cluster groups. Try as much as possible to form relationships. Know those that are from your side that live over there. Yes, these days people don't trust people. People are no longer who they say they are, but by and large, it is still a starting point. We'll get to know people, meet those cluster groups while you are watching, but at least that kind of bonds you to them, number one. That also takes you out of that loneliness into a group that you can talk with, you can mingle with while you are watching the kind of characters in there. But by and large, you also form part of that number. They know that there's somebody from home that has come to join us, and they also watch out for your welfare. So you need to build that relationship and connect with your expatriate community out there, your own people, your indigenous people. Connect with them while you are also keeping in touch with home. In connecting with them, try to let them know where you stay, what you are doing. Don't be too secretive, because at times it can be counterproductive. Once you keep every information to yourself, you're not going to help yourself. But you need to trust people, because as much as you feel people can, it is very important. Before migrating, you need to have a knowledge of your host country.
Okay, I think we're having a bit of a. Okay, it's back. Oh my goodness, it's gone off again. It's just a bit of a technical thing. It's gone off again. So let me just do a quick recap before she comes back in. She spoke about how to tackle the psychological challenges that many will be facing going into another country, job, family connection, and so on. So she mentioned about the issue of when you're talking about how do you combat those realities that are going to be faced. Very importantly, family, very important, family. Even in other countries where you're going into, there's always the consciousness of who are you coming there to meet, who is inviting you. If it's an institution that's inviting you, there's that. Okay, I think she's almost back in. There's an institution that's inviting you, a family member that's inviting you. You have all those kind of things coming in. All right, I'm just going to bring her in as soon as that video comes up. So there's also part of what connects you back to that, helps you to shock that you need to get into. All right, she's back. She's back.
So we're talking of language.
Welcome.
Familiarizing yourself with the immigration laws of the host country. The first thing you do also to kill that loneliness is to pick up the communication.
Wow, this challenge is still there. The challenge is still there. All right, so
but I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
She's back now. Yes. Can you hear me now? Are you still? You're there? Your video is not up yet. Yes.
My video is on. I can see you and I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you now. I can see that your screen is is sideways at the moment. So sorry about the technical glitch today. Oh. All right, you want to just go on? Oh my God, your video has gone off again. It's gone off again. All right, so she spoke about the family, very important, and also cluster groups, fantastic. Cluster groups, very important. What you got Parapo here? Maybe you want to do Parapo there. It doesn't have to be from the same tribe, but people who came in as well. It's like you walking on the streets of the United Kingdom or street of the US, only for you to hear Kaso or Sonu, whatever from somebody or Kedu, or them, you're like, oh my God, there's no, I don't think anything passes the excitement that you have your clan, there with you in that country. So you're able to form that clay. It's very, very important because those who are there before you can help you on settling in, help you connect. It doesn't have to mean that they'll remain your friends forever. I mean, throughout your stay, it doesn't necessarily mean it, but it's helpful that is of benefit to you. I think she's still trying to connect. As soon as I get our video back in, I will bring her up. So she mentioned those two elements to help deal with loneliness, deal with isolation, instead of you getting into that place. All right, I think she's back now. She's back now. Welcome back, my sorry, Do. All right, so go on. You were talking about the third one. I was just reiterating about family, cluster group. So you mentioned the third one. Maybe we can do that third and then we'll move to the last question. The third one you're talking about now.
Okay.
Yes, go on, please. You mentioned family, you mentioned cluster groups. All right, so the third one you spoke about, just wanted to get that clearly.
Religious group.
Religious groups.
Yes, religious group also.
If somebody has never been excited about Parapo before, yes, if they've never been excited about Parapo,
this is the time to be excited about Parapo.
And I was just saying something that even if you have that association that you have to get involved with, it's necessary not that you have to keep them for all your life in that country. When you're done with it, when you get your view, you can move on to other associations, other groups, and so you're not stuck with them.
And then religious group, such gatherings.
Yes.
By the time you get together, you pray, you sing. Psychologists scientists have proven that people that are in such groups, they are happier. There are a lot that it increases their lifespan. So that alone helps a lot. Once you get together, you sing, you pray, most of the burden is lifted off you and that loneliness goes. And also, you also meet people within that group and network with them. So when there are issues, you have somebody you can trust, especially such leaders in such groups. You are able to go to them and say, these are the challenges I have. this is how I need to solve it. And they are able to put you through because they've been there longer than you. So those ones are the support systems you can always get. Then by and large, always make sure there's somebody back home that is watching your back, so that no matter what, you can tell them what really is happening. You don't need to hide from your people. You don't need to put on airs. You don't need to be pretentious and make people feel that you have arrived when you are barely finding your feet or when things are difficult for you. Like we also mentioned last week, if need be, you need financial help. If you have not been financially prepared to stay there, ask for help. Don't be ashamed to do that. Where they can help you, they can send you money over there. So that will tide you back. But also remember to be grateful that when the tide turns for you, remember home that kept you while it was rough for you. And also extend your hands of love and fellowship to them financially. So you need to avoid exploitation. You have to be skillful and have the right qualification to work out there. So that will ensure you are not hiding, you are not in a lonely place, that you are not relating because you are there irregularly. More often than not, it's irregular migrants that have most of this problem. The very
Wow, we have the technical thing has happened again. Let's just say apologies for this glitch. 50-60%. All right, okay, she's back. Please go on. We can hear you. You're back now. Go on, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So we're talking of skills that you need to be adequately prepared, so that once you are, putting your skills into practice to get you money, there's nowhere loneliness will come in. That way you would even be overworked. By the time you get home, you are so tired, you want to sleep and rest. So loneliness is skills, boredom is skills, then money comes in. So it's like
I wanted to just add that little part of the fact that you also need them to know where you can get cheaper things, where you can buy the things you're familiar with within your originating country. You need to know where to buy the apple, the vegetable, so that's all those things are very, very important. Where can you get cheaper sales? Where can you get cheaper products? Where can you get, so that the little money you have, you're not spending it thinking that everybody's buying from Primark of this world, everybody's buying from the salesman of this world, whereas they're buying from
$1 shop.
$1 shops. Or cash converters, that's what they're all going to.
$1 shops, £1 shops.
Let me just say this real quick. I remember there's somebody one of our friends that we met somewhere, basically went to Dubai.
And you know where they are doing sales and all, you are able to mingle. So it's very necessary.
I went to Dubai, I wanted to buy stuff, only for him to go to the shops, and they were calling it 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And the person had just like 200 pounds to go shopping or something. And the person was like, so I will leave here and go back to my country, carry one item. No, it's not only for the person to speak up, and he spoke to the driver that was carrying the taxi. And then I was like, no. You don't go to that shop, not that shop. You go to, by the time they took the person to the original shop, and I was like, yes, this is the place. Everything was there. Person will buy this for in cents, in $1, $2.
That's very good.
And if you don't pay attention, if you don't share, if you don't talk, if you don't mingle, if you don't interact, if you don't come out and
join, that's also another way you can take care of that loneliness. Familiarize yourself with the environment. Get to know where facilities are and infrastructures are, where you can get the best bargain. So as you move around and get that knowledge, it's adding to your knowledge, and then loneliness and boredom, they are taken to the back door. So you are able to
ask just one last question, and then we'll just go to the end of this. What is available from the Nigerian government in those countries outside? So if I get to the country, what am I expected to do? Do I need to show up at the Nigerian High Commission? I don't know whether that's what they call it, on the Nigerian embassy there. Can you hear me? Oh my goodness. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh wow! I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me see what I can quickly do, if there's anything that can be done.
Today has been very challenging.
Oh my God, technical. I can hear you. If you speak, I can hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me. You can't still hear me. No way. You know that
the line is breaking. It's coming off and on.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Wow. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So what was your question?
Okay, I was asking, just wanted to say what is available over there.
On what?
Totally. Okay, we're back. We're back now. Wow. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
What
can
is
you hear
the question?
Me?
I
Great.
didn't hear you. The question.
Okay,
It's
I was
now.
asking about. Yeah, I was asking about if you get to the other to get abroad. What are the Nigerian government landing platforms that people can take advantage of in terms of labor exchange, in terms of I don't know what it is, the structures that you have. What do they need to report to the High Commission there or the embassy there when they come into the country, or how does the Nigerian government know that things that should be done from the Nigerian government perspective?
There's a presence of Nigerian government out there in a majority of the countries. We have a labor attaché in some countries. We have a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They are there. The embassies and the consular offices. We have them out there, and they are there as a support system for the Nigerian immigrants in any country where they are. So they can always reach those embassies for help, and through that they can get in touch with home to be able to help them or be able to get them out of any kind of problems they are in or any kind of challenges they want solved. So with those government presences in almost all the countries, they are able to get help when it's needed.
Right.
So yes,
thank you so
their
much,
government presences out there.
Fantastic. Thank
you
so
much.
I think one of the things I would add to this is also to find out about the Diaspora Commission. I think there should be an association, a group in clusters in those countries that you can always be a part of. And those people are definitely the ones who are able to, in a group format, be able to connect with the home country as well. It's been a great time today. Sorry about the technical glitches we've had. I was speaking with our guest, our regular guest, Mrs. Maureen Ogier, who is the Deputy Director with the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, and the head of the Migrant Resource Center at Ikoyi. Sorry about the flip of our screen. It's just the technical problem today. All right, thank you so much. It's been an awesome one. I love every bit of it. And I think that I love every bit of it. I think that it's just going to get better. Most of these technical things always happens. They always happen. It's just going to get better.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for the time we spent together today. It's been awesome. It's been exciting. I love every bit of it. The questions were fantastic. And of course, the answers were given is very, very important. I feel strongly that everybody who has time to watch these videos, be part of this program, click on the subscription button that you're seeing there and be getting notification of when the program comes up. You should be a part of this. The topic of today must be a topic that we must make noise about it, because at the end of the day, everybody who comes into the country, a new country, afresh, they're always going to be faced with these realities. And if you don't know how to tackle them, you stand a chance of having a struggle when you come into the country, when you don't have to have the struggle, if only you have support systems. You mentioned about the issue of religious affiliations, religious groups, church, mosque, whichever one favors you. You get together with them, friends, friends of friends, connects, cousins, in-laws, parents, whatever it is you have. You need all the support system to teach you what to do, to lead you on the best way to get the best out of the system. When you get a hang of it, doesn't mean that you have to be stuck with everybody for the rest of your life. So you can move on to other sections, get other people, and have the best of it. Very importantly, she did mention also the issue of particularly those who are coming as illegal migrants. They're the ones that have the greatest issues because you're working under the radar. You can't come out to say this is who you are. I am here. You can do it because you're below. But should you be in such situation, hey, we're not going to crucify you because you're already there. Thank God you survived. You're not dying in the desert or in the water. Glory to God. But you have to do it right. You have to do it right. Get to the embassy there, get to the system, be involved in the system, let them teach you on how to do and what you need to do. And for those who are there legally, it's about jobs, guys. It's about jobs. You can't be in a society like that and not have a job that is making an income for you. All right, it's very critical. So get a job, get the right skills, get a job. And speaking of the right skills, we have a program coming up this next Sunday that I would like to introduce to us. It's called the Overseas Job Search. Apologize for that. Overseas Job Search. Let me just quickly click on that. Okay, there we go. Overseas Job Search. That's coming up. Masterclass coming up on the Friday, Sunday next week. It's going to come on Sunday next week. If you're interested in this program, we are talking about those people who are interested in getting jobs overseas. Fundamentally, we're going to teach you how to get those jobs, of course, starting with getting you qualified to be able to apply for those jobs. Okay, we'll teach you how to do the job. We're going to go through some things. We have speakers who are coming in, those who are gurus in their individual fields, teach you how to navigate through the Twitter, through the LinkedIn platforms, and so many other structures. We have people who are going to come in, experts who are going to come in to teach us what we need to do to be able to do this. So if you're interested in this, make sure you get in touch with us. I'm going to just give you our link real quick. So there we go. Get in touch with more consults. These are links. You can write them all down real quick. The phone number is there. WhatsApp preferable, but if you can call, it's fine. Just like it's on the screen. Get in touch with us and book a slot for yourself. It's about job search. It's about overseas job search. We're about getting jobs abroad for those who are interested. The opportunity is there. So you want to take advantage of it. Click on that link and we will get you registered. It's been an awesome one today. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, our guests, for being able to join us. It so happened that technical glitch here and there, but hey, it was worth it all the way. It was worth it all the way. It's been an awesome one. Thank you so much for joining us. Next Sunday, another great topic. Details will be circulated as usual. All right. So I trust that everybody who has been with us today have had a swell time. We've had a swell time today. All right. So I leave you, in the hands of God and trust that tomorrow, next Sunday, throughout this week, shall be a great week for all of us. And then when we meet again next Sunday, shall be time to really get into and learn some new things. All right. My name is Yemi Awosoya Adefajo, and it's been my privilege to be the anchor of this program. Right from the beginning all the way till now. A very big thank you to everybody who was working behind the scene. Very great thank you to everyone. And of course, our partners, the Migrant Resource Center from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, specifically the head of the Migrant Resource Center, Ms. Maureen Ovie, who has consistently been our guest on the show. And she already told us by next week, Sunday, we're going to be having a special guest, somebody really, really also very passionate about this issue, come and speak to us as well. I'm not going to let it cut out of the bag on what topic we're going to look at next Sunday, but be ready, be excited, look forward to it. It's going to be an awesome one. And I thank you all for spending time today. All right. Thank you so much. This is me signing out. And it's been a great one. See you next week, Sunday. Bye-bye.